and welcome to another story time. So in celebration of Hero turning 1, I'm going to say today because when I upload this video it will be his birthday. So Hero is turning 1, and if some of you follow my social media you might know a little bit about him and his story and everything like that, and how he came to get his name. Lego mate. This is Hero, and he's a very special little boy. This little guy almost had to be put to sleep when he was just 7 weeks old. So I do have some footage on my phone, which hopefully I'm able to actually like upload and edit into this video, or even put it like in this corner so you can see at the same time as me talking. So basically I decided that from this litter that he was from, I was not going to keep any of the bucks. I had a very good friend that was going to take one, and a couple of pet homes that basically if I did decide that I was going to breed from any of these males, I'd be able to like use their services, so to speak. So I didn't want to keep any, so I was basically starting to go through and take pictures and send it to my friend, basically between us both, pick what we thought was the best buck of the litter for her. So as I was going through them, I had like each of them in a show tank. I was going through them one at a time. They were identical. I think there was 6 bucks off the top of my head, maybe more. I need to check, but for some reason 6 sticks in my head anyway. So I was going through them all one by one, taking pictures, sending them to my friend, chatting about who we thought was the best one. And then I'm sure he was the last one I picked up, and I put him in the tank. And I'm like, he's not right. Like, that's when I suddenly realised. And then of course I was immediately hit with the guilt of, did I not notice this yesterday? Has this just occurred today? How have I missed this? So hopefully at this point you'll be seeing the clip of how he was in the show tank. So he was very kind of fast breathing, flank breathing, so that would mean like you saw his sides kind of going in and out. He was also clicking, so I don't know if that'd be audible in the video. To us, I'll probably mute the video if I work it out from my phone. So he was basically clicking, and he was essentially a very, very sick rat at that point, like incredibly sick. I want to say this was like a Saturday or Sunday that I found him like this. I feel like it was a Sunday. So obviously first thing on the Monday morning, I had to take him to the vets. As I say, at this point they were just, I think he was just 6.5 weeks old. I think it was like on that week. So I took him to the vets on the Monday, and I feel like on the Wednesday was when he turned 7 weeks old. So anyway, I took him to the vets, and being frankly honest with you, the vets are very honest with me as well. They weren't sugarcoating anything. They were like, we don't give him a good chance of survival. And obviously when you take an animal to the vet, they always ask the name to register it. And I don't name any kittens that I don't intend to keep. I maybe give a couple of nicknames, like that, if they stand out, but I don't name them. And in my kind of panic of taking him to the vet, in my mind, I said to myself, if he needs put down, if he's going to die, he deserves a name. So I really hastily named him Hero. And it made sense to me because basically the way I described it recently as a post is I wanted him to be like in the movies. I wanted him to be the hero that lived, I wanted him to overcome adversity. And I felt like naming him Hero was the right thing to do. So, and as you see it worked. You don't want cuddles though, you're not a cuddly boy. So basically what we decided to try was a very heavy course of antibiotics. So Bactrim shouldn't be used ideally in rats under 14 weeks of age. It can affect their growth and everything. And as you can see by how small he is, it has affected his growth. But we decided at this point that obviously the chance of helping him survive outweighed the side effects of giving him Bactrim. So we put him on Bactrim and Septrin, and basically just decided to go for a really aggressive dose twice a day, and just really basically try and attack it head on in the hope that we could save him. But the vets were not optimistic about his chances, and to be honest at that point I agreed. I wanted to give it a couple of days because I wanted to give him the chance. And it was hard seeing him like that because I did start questioning myself, saying, should I be letting him go now? Should I let him go for a couple of days? Because obviously, you know, you equate it to people. You can get people that are really, really sick, kind of on death's door. So they look horrendous, but then they, you know, they pull themselves back. So there's that going on in the back of your mind, saying to yourself, you know, where's the line? Where do you draw the line in this? So basically, I would look at him every day. He was getting extra food. He was kind of separating himself from his brothers and these other male siblings that he was with. So he was getting like extra food as well. He was getting like moo mix, and obviously he was getting his medicine in, you know, extra food and everything like that. And I remember looking at him one night. This might even have been on the Wednesday, which was the day that he turned 7 weeks old. And I remember looking at him. I'd come home from work and I looked at him. And I was so sad because I've said to myself, we've tried. Like, it's not worked. You know, we've had 3 days of aggressive antibiotics. He doesn't look any better. You know, he looks horrendous. The quality of life wasn't there. But I couldn't bring myself to put him down on his 7-week birthday. And I know that sounds really stupid to say he's 7 weeks old. But I felt like I couldn't do it. You know, I didn't want to do that to him. So I spoke to my partner and I said, tomorrow, I'm going to have to take him tomorrow. It's not working. We're not managing to save him. And you know, that was really heartbreaking to deal with. And then the next morning when I went out to feed him, and obviously I was, you know, planning to take him to the vets to have him put to sleep, it was like I found a different rat. And I really hope at this point that I can put this footage in for you to see. It was like, I mean, he wasn't miraculously cured, if you know what I mean, but it was like he'd turned this corner. He was like an active baby rat again. Like, he was running around with his brothers, he was interacting with me, he was just running around like a normal baby rat. You know, it suddenly turned this corner. And, you know, there's part of me going, oh my God, like, I almost had him put to sleep. You know, I'd almost made that call. And suddenly he's turned this corner and he's still here. Now, of course, we did keep up with the medication. He did get, he got 2 weeks worth of medication. So he did get the Bactrim and the Septrin for 2 weeks. Like, I honestly, I mean, obviously look how healthy he is. He's still here. He's a very small boy. I couldn't actually hold him. After everything that we'd gone through, the kind of ups and downs with him, I couldn't bring myself to home him to someone. And obviously he's not part of my breeding plans. He is just a pet. And I don't regret keeping him because honestly, it's a bit of an amazing story, I guess, to tell. You know, if you've looked at that footage, you've looked at the photos of how ill he was, you know, to the vets describing him on death's door, to the vets saying that it's not looking good and that he's going to die, and then you see him, and look at him. He doesn't want to come out, but look at him. Like, look, you're still here, mate. You're here. You're a big boy. Well, biggish boy. And it's amazing that I still have you. And I'm so happy that I have you. I mean, you're not thrilled to be out here in the kitchen, but you know. But I just thought today, being his birthday, you know, he's a year old. He has overcome so much in his little tiny life. And I'm glad that he's still here. And I wanted to just share with you another story time and just talk about, you know, how he got his name and everything that happened with him. And in case you're wondering what we thought was wrong with him, it potentially was aspiration pneumonia that was suggested to me as what it could have been. I guess, you know, we'll never know for certain. We obviously attacked it head on with a combination of antibiotics to try and cover bases, and you know, he's here. He's still here. So yeah, I think I've literally rambled on, oh god, almost 10 minutes rambling about this boy. But I wanted to share his story with you, and I really hope you enjoyed listening. And, you know, obviously, I think what you should take from this is don't instantly give up on a rat that's very sick, but please, at the same time, take into consideration, you know, how long they've been sick. You know, don't prolong the suffering if they're not going to get any better. You know, if I'd got up that morning and hadn't seen that change in him, I would have let him go, because that was the right thing to do, because he wasn't getting any better. So please just take that, you know, into consideration if you're looking at your pet who's not well. Don't prolong their suffering. If you've tried the, you know, if you've tried the solution, you've tried the antibiotic and they're not getting better, then the kindest thing at that point is to put to sleep. But I think I've rambled enough. So from me and Hero, we will see you in our next video. And everyone will wish you a happy birthday, mate. You're a big boy, you're one. Thanks for watching.